Okie dokie, so officially the summertime blockbuster movie season of 2013 has come and gone. If only the summertime heat wave would get the fuck out of here as well. So like every year, every summer, a whole bunch of movies come out, and I don't get to see all of them. I try to see as many as I can, and others just kind of get left behind. In some cases, there are films that I don't want to see, and there are films that I just can't afford to see. And as much as I would love to get the movie pass, it does me no good because my local theater does not accept it. Bunch of communists. So what I'm going to do with this video is I'm going to read out the list of movies that I did see, and I'm going to give you a very brief review and rate the movie. So here we go. The first few movies that I'm going to mention are films that were released during the summer. They're all smaller titles, they're all independent movies. And I actually saw them before the summertime releases, whether it be through South by Southwest or through advanced screenings. So the first movie is Short Term 12. This movie recently came out, and it's slowly but surely expanding to more theaters, but it really should be in a wide release by now, because it truly is just one of the best movies of this year. I saw it at South by Southwest way back in March, and it received top honors, and it's still stuck. It's with me. It's still stuck with me. It really is an emotionally uplifting and thought-provoking film. It stars Brie Larson and John Gallagher Jr. They are a couple, and they work at a foster home where they deal with at-risk teenagers. And of course, they're trying to maintain a healthy relationship themselves. They're expecting their first child. It's just a beautifully acted and very well told story about just helping people, just trying to deal with life and all its hectic problems. It is a little depressing, but in the end it is uplifting. It really is just a special film. And I think once I see the movie again, I might just do a full review for it, because it truly is one of my favorite movies of this year. And if Brie Larson does not get any kind of award recognition, alright, she doesn't get any kind of recognition this award season, then this truly is an unjustified world. I'm gonna give Short Term 12 a 4.5 out of 5. The next film I saw at South by Southwest is The Spectacular Now. This movie is getting a lot of acclaim, and it's worthy of it because it really is a great film. It's not exactly a very happy film or an exciting film. It is very depressing, however, it is very realistic. It doesn't sugarcoat things. It just deals with a young man who just doesn't really know what to... He's fucked up. He's barely 18 and he already has a drinking problem, so yeah, that's pretty fucked up. It stars Miles Teller and Shailene Woodley. I said her name right, I think I did. Hey, that's a first. And they make a great on-screen couple. They don't exactly have the healthiest relationship, but they make it work, and it is just a good teen drama. Just very well named. Directed by the guy that did last year's Smashed, which is a very underrated movie with Mary Elizabeth Winstead as an alcoholic. Great film, you should definitely check that out. The Spectacular Now is just very well written, has a great pace, and like I said, it won't exactly, give you happy feelings all over, but it is a very good drama, and I do recommend it, so I'll give it a 4. Yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. So there you have The Spectacular Now, and the next 3 movies are also coming-of-age films. The whole coming-of-age subgenre was very popular this year, and I think there's even more coming out. So the next movie is actually by far my favorite coming-of-age film this year, and that's The Kings of Summer. Sadly, this movie did not get a wide release, and it really deserved it, because it's such a funny and touching film, and it also has some really good drama in it, and it may have a few cliches here and there, but it just makes it, everything works. Everything works in this movie. It's very funny. The cast is excellent, and it's basically about 2 teenage boys who are just annoyed with their parents, so they actually decide to run away into the woods, and build a house where they can live. And tagging along is this really weird, odd kid who is by far the best character of this year. I think his name is Giaggio or Galaggio. It's a very odd name. And the kid that plays him is, if you remember the movie Nacho Libre, there was this kid that was like, how come we can't have something like a salad? Funny ass kid, and he was in a few Hannah Montana episodes. I really should not know that. The Kings of Summer is just so well written and just very quirky, has a great soundtrack, and I truly did love it. I do want to watch it again. Oh, hell yeah, I want to watch it again. Because as of right now, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5, and I've always been on the fence with that, you know? I kind of feel like I want to give it a 4.5 because it's just one of my favorite films of this year. It just had a few things that kind of knocked it down to the 4, for instance. There are some dream sequences that just don't really, they're funny, but they don't really fit with the movie, so I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to watch the movie again, but as of right now, it's a 4 out of 5, and I definitely recommend you seek this movie out. Should be coming out on Blu-ray really soon. Alright, the next film was kind of like a small indie hit, and it, you know, worthy of being a hit. It's called The Way, Way Back. Came out, I believe, in July, but I saw it way, way back in April. See what I did there? That's not even funny. Yeah, if you don't remember, it's the movie with Steve Carell as a jerk, and he's seeing this divorced mother. Her son is kind of a spaz, and he can't really open up until they actually go on a vacation to a summer home on the beach. The kid goes and hangs out at a water park, where he's taken under the wing. I'm stuttering so much, it's so hot. Under the wing of Sam Rockwell, who just gets him to open up and really just express his feelings. And of course, you know, talk to girls and stuff like that. A lot of people were in love with this movie. I really liked it, but I can't say I loved it because I don't know. I honestly could not relate to the kid. I felt kind of bad for him, but at the same time, I wanted to slap him because it's like, how can you be such a spaz, dude? Just stick up for yourself. But anyway, and then Sam Rockwell, people love his performance in this movie. I give him a lot of credit. He definitely brought a lot of energy to the film, but just a ton of his jokes fell flat, and I didn't really think they were that funny. So, because of that, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. Plus, Steve Carell was excellent, and really gotta stop stuttering. That's just what happens when I talk really fast and I don't want to make an hour-long video. Steve Carell, I wanted to see more of him, but you know, whatever. It's a good film. I give it a 3.5. The next film is The To-Do List. Now, here's a movie that I was really looking forward to because it stars Aubrey Plaza. It was supposed to be her first mainstream leading role. She had a leading role in the fantastic Safety Not Guaranteed, and so I was very excited to see this, and unfortunately I was very let down. It just was not a very well-made movie. It wasn't very funny. It's been called The Female American Pie because it basically deals with a very smart high school graduate who is headed to college, and you know, she's teased because she's a virgin, as if that's a bad thing, but you know, she's teased, and so she wants to do all these sexual things before she goes to college, so she makes a list of sexual things to do. And really, it's funny in the first half hour, but then the whole thing just gets tiresome, it gets very dull, and just not creative. Plus, it has a great cast of awesome comedians, like Bill Hader, who is probably the best thing in this movie, and Andy Samberg, who just, his role sucked. But anyway, Aubrey Plaza, I mean, I enjoy looking at her because she is so sexy. But the movie itself really let me down, and I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. Alright, so now we come to the official summertime releases. The ones that I saw in, well, I'm not going to say I saw all of them in theaters, but you know. These are the official summertime releases. So the first film, and yes, I know that this next film was released in April overseas, but it was released early May here in the US, in America, in this country, Sorry, that's my Jack Nicholson departed thing. Poor Jack Nicholson, man. He's retiring. I'm sad. But anyway, Iron Man 3. That was our first official summertime release here in America. And, I very much enjoyed it. Yes, even though it had some twists and turns that weren't very good, overall, the movie was enjoyable. It had some great action, great pacing, and you may complain because there's more Tony Stark than Iron Man. I don't see it as a bad thing. I freaking love Robert Downey Jr. And whenever he plays Tony Stark, it's like the greatest thing ever. So, you could have had an entire movie of Tony Stark and it would have been great. It very much is an entertaining movie. Don Cheadle has time to shine. Gwyneth Paltrow has time to shine. And Glenn Kingsley, even though, the character doesn't turn out the way you want it to, he still does really great, and Guy Pearce was actually excellent as the main villain. There's this kid in the movie who's actually really good. He's really creative. He matches wits with Tony Stark. But I did enjoy it. I really did. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Next film is The Great Gatsby, which ironically I saw in 3D. It was actually a mistake. We wanted to see the 2D version, but we missed it, so we saw it in 3D. That was a waste of time. But anyway, the movie itself, you have to understand, I am not a Baz Luhrmann fan. I know his name is Baz, but I call him Spaz. I can't stand his directing. I really watched this movie with an open mind. And even though I enjoyed the eye candy, the cast was great, and it had a lot of great things to it, in the end, it fell flat for me. I just didn't really truly care for the outcome of the movie. And I never read the book, so it's not like I saw it coming. I just was not overly impressed with it. It was an okay movie, but I didn't really care for it. Plus, as much as I love Jay-Z, Kanye, Luna Del Rey, or Lana Del Rey, and just the artists that contribute music to the movie, just kind of weird hearing that type of music in a movie that takes place in the 20s. So, in the end, I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5. The next film is called Aftershock. Now, if you don't remember that, it was basically an independent movie that was released in a few theaters, and it's with Eli Roth. And it's basically about a giant earthquake that happens in Chile. And what happens is, when the earthquake happens, Eli Roth and his buddies are in a nightclub and they're partying, and this thing happens, it kills a bunch of people, and those who survive are, forced to leave the city because a tsunami is on the way. And, there's a bunch of rioting and a bunch of violence, and I didn't mind all that. It definitely had some great graphic violence. The movie itself just wasn't that great. It was entertaining at times, but the way it wraps things up is very, very dumb and quite predictable, and it doesn't even make that much sense. So I'm going to give that a 2.5 out of 5. So then we come to Star Trek Into Darkness. Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, and I don't want to get no hate from the Trekkies, but I gotta say, when the Trekkies call this the worst Star Trek movie ever made, I can't even fathom that, because I saw a good goddamn movie. I'm not a Trekkie, so I don't know what exactly it messes up with the continuity of the series, but I loved this movie. It is actually my favorite movie of the summer, and possibly this year. I mean, we got some more movies coming out, so hopefully it's not my #1 movie of the year. I would like something with a little more substance. Because, yeah, even the movie does borrow elements from a lot of adventure stories or, action movies, but it works. The formula works. And I love the team, once again. Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, Zoe Saldana. They're great together. And then Simon Pegg. And of course, Benedict Cumberbatch was an awesome villain. The movie just gave me the most excitement I could have asked for in a summertime blockbuster. So I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I just loved it, and it comes out on Blu-ray next week, so I can't wait. Next we come to The Hangover Part 3. Now, I, like most people, was not very impressed with Hangover Part 2. And Hangover Part 3, to me, is on par with Part 2. It actually is entertaining, but I just did not find it that funny. I didn't think the jokes were very good, and I was very upset that Alan, played by Zach Galifianakis, who was so great in the first film, he's just become a jerk in the series. And then you have Mr. Chow, who I'm not a great fan of Mr. Chow, to be quite honest. And then the fact that the story basically revolves around him, not exactly a good thing. Bradley Cooper, just, you can tell he's over this series. He just looked bored in this film, and then Ed Helms seemed exhausted being in this movie. So it seemed more like an action thriller than an actual comedy. Although there was one scene that took place in Vegas on the Caesar Palace sign that I did love. I did love that scene. It has some great stunt work and it's really funny. So I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5. It disappointed me once again. Now, when I look at Hangover, I'm just going to think of it being a standalone movie. I'm going to try to forget that there were sequels, because Hangover is a great comedy, and the sequels are just so mediocre. Alright, so next is Fast and Furious 6. Now, like Fast 5, this movie has a ton of action and a ton of excitement, and in some ways, it's a little better than Fast 5, but then Fast 5 just has so many. Fast 5 made the Fast and Furious series awesome for me, because the previous films were okay, I like them, but Fast 5 was like the ultimate action movie, and then Fast 6 is a great follow-up. Even though I do find it funny that, you look at all the gang, you look at Paul Walker. Well, Paul Walker was a cop. Vin Diesel, he has his, I guess, what I'm trying to say is, they come across as super agents in this movie. Everyone who holds a gun, they know to hide behind a car door, and they hold their weapons like pros. And it's just kind of funny, but it really is a great and entertaining action film. I just vastly enjoyed it. It didn't have those two, I don't know if they're Puerto Rican or Cuban, but it didn't have those two guys who talk Spanish and act annoying, so that was cool. Tyrese is still annoying, but it's still great that they make fun of him. Dwayne Johnson is excellent. Gina Carano, even though her acting still is not that great, she's wonderful. Okay, fine, she's hot, but she kicked ass. But my baby doll, Michelle Rodriguez, was back in this movie, sexy as can be and tough as nails, and I loved it. Now, the movie has the world's longest airport runway in history, but you know what? It's an entertaining sequence that goes down. Just an entertaining movie all around. I highly enjoyed it, and just awesome popcorn fun. I give it a 4 out of 5. Alright, so next we come to Man of Steel, which I actually did review it, and I want to say it again, I just don't give a living shit about what the issues that people have with this movie, because I loved it. I'm telling you right now, some people, I can usually listen to negative criticisms for films that I like, and say, okay, you have good points, okay, but with Man of Steel, I swear to you, it just comes off as blah, 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 wah, because I truly loved the movie. I thought it was exciting, it was great to see Superman kick ass, and I don't really understand all the hate, but, to each his own. I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to actually see it again. So, yeah, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. Okay, so next This Is the End. This is, of course, the one with, this is the American disaster movie with all the funny comedians getting together, Jay Baruchel, Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill, Craig Robinson, Danny McBride, and James Franco, and they made such a great team. This is a really funny and entertaining movie. Very raunchy, very unexpected at times. Maybe a little predictable also, but just all around a wonderful comedy that I highly enjoyed. There were a few things that fell flat, I'll admit, but overall, just it was exciting. It actually has some great special effects, and I'll never look at Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You" the same way again. So I'm gonna give that a 4 out of 5. Next is World War Z. This movie got a lot of mixed reception. For the most part, I think it was a hit, though. I think people liked it, and I truly enjoyed it. I thought it was a very intense little action thriller. When you think of zombies, you think there has to be a horror movie, but in this case, it was just a really exciting action thriller, and I dug it. I really did. I thought Brad Pitt was terrific, as always. I liked his character. I liked his motives for going on this mission. I loved seeing the zombie apocalypse through a global scale and not just in a small secluded area. I love those overhead shots. I think director Mark Foster, I think that's it. I think he did a great job. Yeah, at times it's a little shaky and whatever, what have you, but I think it just adds to the intensity of the film. And the movie has some great new ideas, and I just overall highly enjoyed it. So I'm gonna give that a 4 out of 5. Okay, so next is The Purge. This is a movie that I looked forward to, and then I got really disappointed with all the reviews and the mixed reception. So I almost didn't see it. In fact, I'll admit I did not see it in theaters. The movie leaked, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna see how this movie really is. A lot of people had a problem with the premise, the fact that it was such a great premise or an interesting premise, but the movie didn't fully explain things. It didn't fully explore the premise of crime being legal for a 24-hour period. I think with such a premise like that, you definitely need to explore a little bit more. But in my opinion, they did enough. It really is just a standard home invasion film, which to me is okay because it takes that genre and it makes it work. It's actually a very exciting, suspenseful film, and with the sound that it has and with the lighting and it's very dark. I actually wish I did see it in theaters, but in reality, I actually enjoyed it. It has some really good violence. It has a pretty decent amount of action, so I did like the film. I didn't love it, and I think it definitely could have been better. It should have been better, but for what it was, it gets a 3.5 from me. Next is Despicable Me 2. And there's not really a whole lot I could say for this sequel, other than the fact that I think it's on par with the first one. I don't think it's necessarily better, maybe a little bit, because I love the first one. I think it's hysterical, and this one as well is very hysterical, and I had a great time watching it in theaters. Normally I hate it when audiences talk, but I have to admit, seeing this family film in the theater really added something. But I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy it just as much when I buy it on Blu-ray. Those minions, man, those minions are awesome. And Kristen Wiig as the new character, Glue's love interest, was really great. And I did enjoy the story. I think it had more action in the first film. And yeah, I overall, I really enjoyed it a lot. So 4 out of 5. Then I saw The Heat. I actually saw The Heat the same day as Despicable Me 2, so my stomach was kind of hurting after a while from all the laughing I did. Normally, I hate laughing out loud. I hate showing my emotions in a crowded theater. But The Heat, man, The Heat, wow. I mean, I can watch a comedy like This Is the End. I watched This Is the End with my friend, and we're both sitting there. You would think that we hated the movie, because we're both sitting there. And the most you got out of me was, maybe a couple of laughs. But The Heat, man, The Heat just, I was like, I was laughing so much, dude, that I just didn't care. Melissa McCarthy, man, she has a way with curse words. She's so great with curse words. And Sandra Bullock was amazing, and I can't believe she was 48 in this movie because she is so stunning. Um, I highly enjoyed it. I think it's my favorite comedy of the year. As of right now, give it a 4.5. That's very high for a comedy, in my opinion. I rarely ever rate comedies that high or higher. I may have to see the movie again, because I have a feeling I'm going to knock it down to a 4. But I loved it. I loved it when I saw it, so right now it's a 4.5. If I ever change my mind, I'll let you guys know. Okay, next is Lighthouse Down. This is a movie that got a lot of hate, that really just Rowan Emmerich, just did not impress people once again. And I have to say that I'm embarrassed to say that I kind of liked it. Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's a true testament to the film, in my opinion. I did not see it in theaters. It leaked. It looks like it was shot with a cam, but yet the aspect ratio was 100% dead on, and it actually had stereo sound, which is the only reason why I watched it. I usually cannot watch a cam version. I put it on just to check it out, just to see how annoyed I would get. Turns out I watched the whole damn thing. It was actually entertaining. Channing Tatum did a good job. He has great chemistry with Jamie Foxx, even though I don't buy Jamie Foxx as the president one damn bit. But I think they worked great together, and I actually did like the action, even though it took like a magazine just to kill one guy. And overall, it's so stupid. It's a stupid fucking movie, but yet it's just kind of entertaining. It's like, to me, it's on par with A Good Day to Die Hard, another movie that people hated, but I kind of liked. It's just a guilty pleasure of sorts, but it does take itself seriously at times, and the cast was actually good. They had some dumb dialogue to spit, but overall, I think everyone did their job, and it came out to be an okay movie. The ending sucks ass. I hate the ending. But overall, I kind of liked it. So I'll give it a 3. 2.5 or a 3. I really can't make up my mind, because it is a dumb movie. Alright, so then I went to go see Pacific Rim. I actually went to the premiere of that movie. I did enjoy the movie. I thought it was a very cool movie. I thought it had some awesome next level special effects. I was really impressed with those special effects. The sound of it is thunderous and amazing. The only thing is, and I know that, the story was not really that important in this film. You really just want to see robots fighting. But you do want a decent story. And it's not that I don't think they tried, it just didn't capture my interest. I literally just wanted to see the kaiju and the Jaegers going at it. And once that happened, oh my god, I actually got chills. I'll admit, I got chills. I'm not really into kaiju movies, but I did like this movie. I thought it was a cool movie. I loved Idris Elba in it. So, overall, I would actually buy it, because I think it's going to look gorgeous on Blu-ray. I'm going to give it a 3.5. I know that may offend some people, because some people love this movie. I don't love it. I just thought it was cool. That's it. Alright, so next we come to The Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger received a lot of hate, really bad negative reviews from critics. And of course, you had the cast and crew bitch about critics and what have you. The movie bombed because it's based on a 50-year-old character that nobody gives a shit about anymore. Except me, because I actually went to go see the movie. Look, The Lone Ranger is not a great movie. It's not even a well-written movie at all. Overall, though, I did enjoy it. A lot of people say, oh my god, it's just Johnny Depp playing Captain Jack Sparrow again. You know what? I'm gonna look at Tonto as a descendant of Captain Jack, because I think Captain Jack got around, so Yeah, but overall, I did enjoy the movie. I did think that Armie Hammer as the Lone Ranger was a complete pussy, I'm not gonna lie. But I did like the adventure aspect of it. I liked the effects. It had a lot of practical effects, as well as CGI. But overall, I give it 3.5 because I did like it. It had plenty of flaws, but I liked the movie. So, here's a movie I probably shouldn't mention, but it was released in the summertime. I did watch it on demand. Not bullshit, I just downloaded it. Uh, Only God Forgives. I really don't want to go into this movie. I have a lot of mixed feelings towards this movie. I don't particularly like it. I do appreciate some things. I just don't like this director, Nicholas Winding Refn. To me, he's just so full of himself. To me, the movie tries to be deep. It's not. It really is not. I get it. I get what it's about, but I'm watching this movie and I'm like, you know what? This guy is just too much in love with his style and everything. It's a good looking movie. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm giving it a 2 out of 5. If you got a problem with that, well, I don't know what to tell you. I like my movies to be entertaining. I don't need to watch a guy clench his fist throughout the whole movie. Look, I don't know. There's not much I can say about this movie. There's actually a lot I can say about this movie, but I got more movies. I got more exciting movies to talk about. So, alright, so next we come to The Wolverine. You know, the funny thing is, when this movie, it's like people forgot about this movie until it came out. I even forgot. I didn't forget. I just wasn't too. I don't know. But once it came out, I got excited. I went to go see it, and I liked it so much. I thought it was a terrific action adventure. Hugh Jackman this is the best he's ever played this character. He's like ripped and insanely jacked. I like this movie. I like that they explore so many aspects of the character. It's a very grounded movie as opposed to the more elaborate and stupid X-Men Origins Wolverine, which I'll admit I kind of like. Sorry, but this is a much better movie. Has some great action, very violent. That train sequence was awesome. And I'm looking forward to the unrated cut to come out on Blu-ray because I really did. I want to see this movie again. It's a lot of fun from beginning to end. I was enjoying myself, so I'll give it a 4. Okay, so next is The Conjuring. The Conjuring was, as a film, it's actually really good. It's a well acted, well paced, well crafted film, I'll admit. My only problem with it, and it's actually a personal problem, and I think that this movie is going to be measured by age and damn, I'm trying to make a good point and I fuck it up. I think it's going to be measured by age and experiences with horror. I've seen so many horror movies that this movie wasn't really impressive, but the movie is good. I acknowledge that it's a good film. I'm giving it a 3.5. It's just a cool horror movie with some great performances and good actors. Just I wasn't overwhelmed by it. It just kind of met my expectations. It's to like some sort of middle ground, but it was a good film. I did like it. I think James Wan did a great job as far as making a good film. Here's another movie I should not mention, but it was released in the summertime. It's called The Lifeguard. I hate this movie. It's with Kristen Bell as a 29-year-old, gonna be 30-year-old girl who leaves her home in New York to go back home to her parents in Connecticut, to live with her parents in Connecticut. She can't figure out her life. She is a very boring character, so she gets her old high school job back as a lifeguard, and she gets in a relationship with a 16-year-old boy. Good for him, bad for us because it's a very dull and uninteresting movie. It's a terrible fucking movie. It's one of the worst movies of the year. It is miserable to watch, and the supporting characters are complete trash. So 1.5. I wrote a written review for Unreal Film if you want to check that out, because otherwise I'm done talking about this movie until I get to my worst of 2013 video later on in the year. Elysium. Elysium was great. I liked it very much. You gotta say it. You have to not compare it, but District 9 is awesome as hell, and it doesn't quite measure up. But that doesn't mean it's not a great film. It's a very cool science fiction film. I love the atmosphere of it. I love the ideas of it. They may not be 100% original, but overall, it's an excellent action movie with some great graphic violence. Matt Damon is terrific as always, and Shelton Copley, who played Vicus in District 9, makes such an excellent villain that I enjoyed seeing him be such a badass. So, really, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5, because it's just an exciting little movie to watch. I actually missed the movie. I missed the movie because it's right above the Lifeguard. Fuck you, Lifeguard. You fucked me over once again because you made me miss this movie. Fruitvale Station. Fruitvale Station, I think I really gotta do a separate review, because all I want to do, I want to get the message out there. Please support this movie in any way possible. It is one of the best dramas of this year. Michael B. Jordan is a star, man. He is terrific, and it's a sad movie, but it's also very good. It does celebrate life, and it really shows you that it teaches you not to take life for granted, basically. But Fruitvale Station is an excellent drama. I really should talk more about this movie. As of right now, I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5. Really highly recommend it. It's so damn good. So good. Yeah, I might do a separate review. Who knows? Alright, so getting back on track, I saw Lee Daniels, The Butler. Now, here's a movie that was actually a good movie. I like the movie. However, I don't think it's great. I don't think it's worth any Oscar consideration or any award consideration, because it has so many flaws, in my opinion. The guys that they casted as the presidents are so miscasted. Oh my god, they're so... Alan Rickman as Ronald Reagan? Really? That's the worst fucking casting ever. But the movie itself is very good. It's not even necessarily that important, to be honest. It's basically about the civil rights movement, and I've seen better movies on this topic. The movie itself is it's an entertaining watch. It's not even something I necessarily want to see again. It's just a one-time only type of movie. Oprah did a great job. Forest Whitaker did a great job. I mean, they're great. Forest Whitaker is a great actor, and Oprah is a powerful woman. So, overall, I have more criticisms towards this movie than I do praises, but it's a good film. It's a good film. See it once and let it be done with. I give it a 3.5. Okay, we're almost done. 3 more movies left. Kick-Ass 2 was very disappointing. I actually did a review for this one. I did a review for Butler 2. It's on the film with Movie Man Chad. But Kick-Ass 2, I was so disappointed with it. I liked it. I was entertained by it. But compared to the superior original, it's shit. And it has a lot of shit. Literally. Vomit and shit. That pissed me off. There's a lot of juvenile humor in it, and it really just... I don't know, man. I mean, check out my review. I'm trying to think of something that I didn't say in the review that I could say here, but I can't. I'm actually forgetting that movie as the days go by, which is not common for me. I don't forget movies, but I don't know. I'll give it a 3. Now, here's a movie I actually hated. A lot of people like this movie, or they don't think it's that bad. I hated it. It's Weird and Miller's. I could not get into this fucking movie. I watched it just not knowing what to feel. I didn't think it was that funny. I don't think Jason Sudeikis is funny. Actually, I did a rant on it. Now that I remember, I ranted on this movie. So check that out if you want. If you want to hear me curse and sweat and get angry. But I just did not like that movie. 1.5. Please check out my rant. You might like it. You might disagree with me, but you might like it. The last summertime movie I saw, actually just recently saw it. I saw it late, but I'm gonna put it here anyway because it does count. The World's End. This is the British version of disaster comedies with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. It's directed by Edgar Wright. It's like the last of the, I don't know what they call it, but the last of the trilogy. I highly enjoyed it. I don't think it's as great as Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead, but it really still is great on its own. Really a lot of great subtle British humor. A lot of little things that you just, little kinks, I don't know what I'm saying, little things you just need to keep your eye out for. What's funny about the movie is that, yeah, it's a comedy, but when it switches to action mode, even though these are regular characters, just regular people, they kick ass. So it's kind of like the Part Ninja or something. But really just just an overall hilarious little movie. Very entertaining. I liked it a lot. I feel like I should add more to this, but this has gone on long enough, so as of right now, I'm just gonna say definitely check that movie out. I really highly enjoyed it, and I'm gonna give it a 4. Okay, so there you have it. Those are the summertime movies I did see. I'm a level with you, man. This is the 3rd time I've done this video. I tried so hard to really make my description short, but I love talking about movies, dude. It's so hard to say, oh, Iron Man 3, yeah, it was good. Great Gatsby, didn't care for it. Aftershock, not that great. Star Trek Into Darkness, oh, I loved it. Hangover Part 3, not good. Fast and Furious Part 6, you see what I'm saying? That's not really that much fun. You know, I love talking. And if you're listening to me, if you're watching this, I love the fact that you're stuck with me. You stuck with me. You're stuck with me, you're stuck on me, I don't know. Anyway, before this goes on any longer, I'm gonna end it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below, tell me what movies that you missed and you wanted to see. Tell me what movies you wish you didn't see. Whatever you want to talk about. Let's talk about the summertime movies. If you have any questions about further things on how I felt about these movies, put it down in the comment box below and we'll have a little chat. So, peace out. I cannot wait for fall to get here. Not because I want to see the movies, I just want the cooler weather to happen because I can't stand this heat. Alright, y'all. Peace out. Bye. What?